I should know by the way you parked your car sideways.
Bertie the bus was working hard on his road as usual, but just then he saw Skiff race by. "Hello, Bertie," he said. "Wow," said Bertie. "Skiff must be really awesome at being a railboat," and he raced away. The next day, Bertie met Thomas and Oliver at Farquhar Station. "Hello, Thomas," said Bertie. "How you doing, Bertie?" said Thomas. "Thomas, I have something to say to you." "What is it, Bertie?" "Remember a couple years ago where you said if I were a steam engine I would run on a pair of reliable rails, and I said you couldn't trust a thing on rails? Well, I take that back. I want to run on a reliable pair on rails." "Why?" said Thomas. "Seeing Skiff run on rails, and he's a boat, makes me want to be a rail bus." "Are you sure you don't want to go on the road?" said Oliver. "I think going on the road suits you well, Bertie." "That's nice of you, Oliver, but I want to be a rail bus, just to see how it is." "All right," said Thomas. "I'll go see what Sir Top Hat says about this." And Thomas puffed away with his coaches. "This will go out well," said Bertie to Oliver, and Bertie raced away. During the evening at the sheds, Thomas came back and saw Sir Topham Hatt, who was waiting for him. "So Bertie wants to be a rail bus," said Sir Topham Hatt. "I know," said Thomas. "Seeing Skiff makes Bertie want to be on the rails as well." "But if Bertie goes on the rails," said James, "then the old Bertie we all know and love will be gone." "No, he won't," said Duck. "He'll still be Bertie, but instead he'll just be on some rails. That's all." "We better get some sleep," said Henry, and the engines went to sleep. Early the next morning, Thomas woke up with Duck to go pick up some workmen and passengers at Great Waterton. But when Thomas and Duck arrived at Great Waterton, they were utterly shocked to see that Bertie was on the rails. "Bertie," said Thomas, "your dream finally came true." "I know," said Bertie. "I'm finally a rail bus." And Bertie raced away with the workmen. "I guess I don't need to pull coaches then," said Duck. "I can pull the freight cars. And I can take all the passengers," said Thomas, and Duck puffed away to collect some cars. "Oh, being in the water is a miserable thing," said Emily sadly. "I'd wish I never existed." "You miserable bus!" shouted Emily, but Bertie completely ignored Emily. "Well, Luke," said Gordon, "I'm the fastest, strongest and best, cleanest and fastest who pulls the express. That's what I always say." "I think you're not the fastest anymore," said Luke. "Bertie is," he laughed. "No, he's not," said Gordon. Bertie's motor had jammed and he was scared of running fast. Bertie lost control and flipped off a bent piece of track. He flew in the air like a shooting star, and he finally landed in a pile of bricks. Bertie was devastated. Scraps and dents were everywhere. "Sir Topham Hatt will not like this," said Bertie. When the word got out on Bertie's massive crash, Sir Topham Hatt came on Skiff. "Bertie," said Sir Topham Hatt, "what happened here?" "My motor got jammed, sir," said Bertie, "and I raced around the island like a shooting star." "I knew this wasn't a good idea," said Sir Topham Hatt. "Why'd you want to be a rail bus, Bertie?" asked Skiff curiously. "Because seeing a boat on rails like you, Skiff, made me think that a bus like me could go on rails too." "Well, Bertie," said Thomas, "the most important thing you want to learn from today is to not change yourself. It's not that good. And changing yourself could lead to sudden disaster," finished Skiff. "They're right, Bertie," said Sir Topham Hatt. "Changing yourself is not good." Bertie realized that being himself was the right thing to do. That night, Stephen took Bertie on a flatbed back to the works, and Thomas was happy to see his good old friend repaired at 5 o'clock in the morning.